Everyone mocked the obese cowboy, until a rejected seamstress tried him 6 times and refused. The world of Karth, 9 was not kind to weak people. It was a dry, dusty planet far away from Earth. The sun above was old and unstable. Some days it burned too hot. Other days, it dimmed without warning. Storms came without signs, and the wind could cut skin like knives. Only the strong survived there. That is why people laughed at Gideon Rourke. He did not look like someone who belonged on Karth, 9. He was big, not just tall, but wide, heavy, slow. His steps were careful, almost lazy, while others wore light survival suits and moved fast. Gideon wore something strange. His clothes looked like something from ancient Earth history. A long brown coat, thick boots, a wide cowboy hat, and always a heavy belt with tools and an old-style revolver. The colonists called him names. Walking tank, dust cow, dead weight. Some said he would not last another year, but Gideon never answered them. He just walked through the settlement slowly, calmly, like he had all the time in the universe. And that made people laugh even more. One day, a new person arrived on Karth 9. Her name was Lisa Van. She was not human. Her species was known for their skill with fine work, fabric materials, energy threads. On her home world, she had been respected once, but not anymore. Now, she was in exile. The ship dropped her at the colony gate with no ceremony. Just another unwanted person sent to a forgotten place. Lisa looked around the settlement with sharp eyes. She saw broken buildings, patched machines, and tired people. Everything looked worn out. Everything needed fixing. That gave her purpose. She quickly found work as a seamstress engineer. She repaired suits, patched armor, and improved gear. People came to her because they had no better choice. She worked fast, clean, smart, but even then, she noticed something strange. One name never appeared on her work list: Gideon Rourke. Lisa first saw him up close near the water station. He stood in line like everyone else, silent, unmoving. People behind him complained. "Move faster, big man. Try not to break the pipe." Gideon did not react. When it was his turn, he filled his container slowly and stepped away. That's when Lisa noticed his suit. It looked simple at first. Rough fabric, heavy stitching, thick layers. But something felt wrong. She stepped closer. The stitching was too perfect. The layers were too precise. The material, it did not match anything she knew. It was old, but also advanced. That confused her. That night, she could not stop thinking about it. Why would someone wear such heavy gear on a planet where speed mattered? Why build something so excessive? She decided to find out. The next day, she walked straight to him. Gideon was sitting outside a small metal shelter, cleaning his revolver. Lisa stopped in front of him. "You," she said. Gideon looked up slowly. "Yes." His voice was calm, deep, no anger, no pride. "I fix suits," Lisa said. "Yours is inefficient." Gideon looked down at his coat. "Works fine. It is too heavy, too layered. I can improve it." "No." He went back to cleaning his gun. Just like that. No argument. No interest. Lisa blinked. No one refused her like that. She tried again the next day. "I can reduce weight by 30%, she said. "You will move faster. Use less energy." Gideon shook his head. "No. Why not? I like it as it is." "That makes no sense." "Maybe not." Again calm. Again no change. The third time, she came prepared. "I will not charge you," she said. "Free work. You lose nothing." Gideon paused this time. For a moment, she thought she had convinced him. Then he said, "Still no?" "Why?" He looked at her, not angry, not annoyed, just steady. "Because I don't need it." That answer stayed with her. He did not say he didn't want it. He said he didn't need it. That was different. The fourth time, she brought tools. "I can show you," she said. "Your material is outdated. I can replace parts. Make it better." Gideon stood up slowly. For the first time, he looked slightly serious. "No changes," he said. "Why are you so stubborn?" He tilted his head. "Why are you?" Lisa had no answer. The fifth time, She changed her tone. You think you are special? She asked. No. Then why act like this? I'm not acting. You're wearing a walking wall and calling it clothing. Gideon gave a small shrug. Seems to work. People nearby laughed. Yeah, works until he falls over. Storm hits, he'll roll away. Lisa expected Gideon to react. He didn't, not even a little. The sixth time, she almost gave up, but something inside her refused. She walked up to him again, slower this time. Last offer, she said. Tell me what you want. I will build it. Gideon looked at her for a long moment. Then he spoke. I already have what I want. That thing, she said, pointing at his coat. Yes, it is wrong. Gideon smiled slightly. Maybe. Then why keep it? He stood up fully now, taller than she expected. Because it hasn't failed me. Lisa crossed her arms. Everything fails. Gideon shook his head once. Not everything. Then he walked away. 6 times. 6 refusals. That night, Lisa sat alone in her workshop. She replayed every moment, every answer, every movement. Something was wrong. Not with the suit. With him. Over the next few days, she started watching him. Quietly, carefully, she noticed things others didn't. Gideon left the settlement at strange times. Early morning, late night, sometimes during warning alerts. No one followed him. No one cared. One day, the colony alarms rang loud. Radiation storm incoming. Everyone rushed inside. Doors closed. Systems locked. No one went out during a radiation storm. No one survived it. Lisa moved toward her shelter. Then she stopped. Gideon was walking out, straight into the storm. She ran after him. Are you insane? She shouted. The wind was already rising. The sky was turning dark red. Gideon didn't stop. Go back, he said. You will die. I won't. That's not how this works. Gideon turned slightly. That's exactly how it works. Then he kept walking. Lisa hesitated. Every instinct told her to go back. But curiosity was stronger. She followed him. The storm hit fully. The wind screamed. Sand blasted everything. Her vision blurred. Her suit struggled to keep up. Warnings flashed everywhere. Radiation rising. Pressure unstable. Temperature dropping. Gideon walked ahead like it was nothing. Slow. Steady. Each step placed carefully. His coat moved with the wind, but never broke. His body did not shake. Did not panic. Did not rush. Lisa stumbled. Fell to one knee. Her system screamed warnings. Suit integrity at risk. She looked up. Gideon had stopped. He turned. Walked back to her. Stay low, he said. How are you standing? She asked. He reached down and helped her up with surprising strength. Because I planned for this. This is not survivable. For you, he said simply. Something large moved in the storm. A shadow. Fast. Low. Not human. Not safe. Lisa froze. Her breath stopped. Something's there, she whispered. I know, Gideon said. He didn't draw his weapon yet. He just watched. Calm. Waiting. The creature jumped. Fast. Deadly. Gideon moved. Not fast, but perfect. One step to the side. One pulled a revolver. One shot. The sound echoed through the storm. The creature fell instantly. No struggle. No second shot. Lisa stared. How? Gideon put the gun away. Come on, he said. We're not done yet. In that moment, something inside Lisa changed. This man, this slow, mocked, useless man, he was not weak. He was not lucky. He was something else. Something she did not understand. And for the first time since arriving on Karth, 9, Lisa Venn felt something she had not felt in a long time. Not anger, not pride, not fear, curiosity, and far above the storm, hidden beyond the dying light of the star. Something was watching. The storm did not stop. The wind howled like an angry beast, and the red sky burned with radiation. Sand struck everything with sharp force. Even strong metal walls could break in such storms. But Gideon Rourke kept walking. Slow, steady, like the storm meant nothing. Lisa Venn struggled behind him. Her suit was flashing warnings again and again. Temperature unstable. Radiation rising. Mobility reduced. She was trained. She had survived harsh world before. But this was different. This was death. And yet, Gideon walked through it like it was just another day. Stop. Lisa shouted. Try and keep her balance. We need to go back. Gideon did not stop. Too late for that, he said calmly. What do you mean too late? He pointed forward. Shelter is closer that way. Lisa looked ahead. Through the storm, she could barely see anything. But there, far ahead, was a shape, a broken structure, half buried in sand. You knew this was here? She asked. Yes. You planned this? Yes. Lisa clenched her fists. Of course he did. Everything about him felt planned, controlled, nothing random. They reached the structure after what felt like forever. Gideon pushed open a heavy metal door, covered in dust and rust. Inside it was dark, but safe. The storm noise became distant. The pressure dropped. The air stabilized. Lisa collapsed to the ground, breathing hard. Her suit slowly calmed. Warnings faded one by one. She looked up at Gideon. He was fine, not even breathing hard. That is not normal, she said. Gideon removed his hat and dusted it off. Normal is overrated. You walked through a radiation storm like it was nothing. I didn't say it was nothing. Then why are you not dying? Gideon gave a small smile. Because I prepared not to. Lisa stood up slowly. Her eyes moved over his coat again. Now she saw more. Tiny seams. Hidden layers. Micro movements in the fabric. It was reacting, changing, adapting. That suit, she said quietly, it's not simple. No, it's not even standard tech. No, it's something else. Gideon nodded once. Yep. Lisa stepped closer. Let me see it. No, I just want to study it. No, I can learn from it. Gideon looked at her. You already are. That answer frustrated her, but she held back her anger. Instead, she looked around the shelter. Old equipment, broken machines, dust everywhere, but also supplies, water, tools, weapons. You set this place up, she said, over time. For storms, for anything. Lisa turned back to him. You knew the storm would come. I knew it could. That is not the same. It is to me. Silence filled the room for a moment. Then Lisa asked a question that had been growing inside her. Who are you? Gideon leaned against the wall. Just a man. That is not true. Depends on how you define man. You are not like the others. No, you are not like any human I have seen. Gideon shrugged. Humans come in many types. Before Lisa could ask more, a loud sound echoed outside. A heavy impact. Then another. Lisa froze. What was that? Gideon's face became serious. Trouble. The door shook slightly. Something was outside. Something big. They followed us. Lisa whispered. Not us, Gideon said. The storm drives them. Them? A deep growl came from outside. Low. Heavy. Hungry. Lisa stepped back. I do not like that sound. Good, Gideon said. You shouldn't. The metal door bent inward slightly. Claws scratched against it. Hard. Strong. That door won't hold. Lisa said. It will, Gideon replied. For a while. For a while. That's enough. Gideon moved calmly through the shelter. He picked up a long, old weapon from the wall. Checked it. Loaded it. Lisa watched him. No panic. No rush. Just quiet action. How are you so calm? She asked. Gideon looked at her. Because panic gets you killed. And calm doesn't? Calm lets you think. The door hit again. Harder this time. A crack formed. There are multiple, Gideon said. You can hear that? Feel it too. Lisa's hand shook slightly. Her mind raced. She was not built for this. Not like him. Tell me what to do, she said. Gideon nodded. Stay behind me. That's it. That's enough. The door broke. Metal tore open. Sand and wind rushed in. And with it, the creatures. They were fast, low to the ground, covered in hard plates, eyes glowing faintly in the red stormlight. Lisa stepped back in fear. Gideon stepped forward. The first creature jumped. Gideon fired. One shot. Clean. The creature dropped. The second came from the side. Gideon turned slowly but perfectly. Another shot. Another fall. Lisa watched in shock. No wasted movement. No fear. Just perfect timing. A third creature rushed in. Closer this time. Too close. Gideon didn't shoot. He moved. A simple step. A turn. He grabbed something from his belt. A small blade. In one clean motion. He struck. The creature fell. Silent. Still. The storm screamed outside. But inside, everything was controlled. Lisa's heart raced. Her mind struggled to understand. How do you do that? She asked. Gideon wiped the blade clean. Practice. That is more than practice. Years of it. More sounds came from outside. But then, slowly, they faded. The creatures moved away. The storm was still strong. But the danger had passed. For now, Lisa leaned against the wall. You knew they would come. I expected it. You always expect everything? No, Gideon said. Just the worst. That answer stayed with her. Hours later, the storm finally began to weaken. The red sky faded. The wind slowed. Gideon looked outside. Time to move. Lisa nodded. This time, she did not argue. They stepped back into the open world. The storm was dying, but the land was changed. Sand had moved. Paths were gone. Lisa looked around. We are lost. Gideon shook his head. No. You can see a path? I don't need one. He started walking again. Slow, steady, certain. Lisa followed. But now, her thoughts were different. 6 times she had offered to fix his suit. 6 times she had been refused. Now she understood something. Not everything, but something important. He was not broken. His suit was not wrong. His methods were not outdated. They were intentional. Every part, every layer, every decision. And she had been trying to change it without understanding it. As they walked back toward the colony, Lisa looked at Gideon again, not with frustration, not with pride, but with respect, and also with a new question forming in her mind. If this man was this strong, this prepared, this dangerous, then why was he hiding it? Far above them, in the dark space beyond Karth 9, a silent ship moved slowly, watching, scanning, learning, and this time it had found something interesting. A human who did not fit the pattern. The walk back to the colony was quiet. The storm had passed, but the land of Karth 9 still looked dangerous. The sand had changed shape. Old paths were gone. New dangers could hide anywhere. But Gideon walked like nothing had changed. Slow, steady, certain. Lisa followed him closely. This time, she did not complain. This time, she watched. You are not normal, she said finally. Gideon did not look back. I've heard that before. No, Lisa said. I mean it differently now. Gideon gave a small smile. Good. They walked for a while longer. Then Lisa spoke again. Tell me the truth. About what? About you. Gideon stopped. For a moment, the wind was the only sound. Then he turned. What do you want to know? Everything. Gideon studied her face. She was serious. Not angry. Not proud. Just ready. All right, he said. They moved to a large rock and sat down. The colony was still far away. There was time. I wasn't always here, Gideon began. I guess that. I came from Earth. Long time ago. Lisa nodded. That is not special. Many humans came from Earth. Not like me. Lisa stayed quiet. She let him continue. Earth had a problem, Gideon said. Too much trust in perfect systems. Perfect systems are good, Lisa replied. They are, Gideon said, until they fail. He picked up a small piece of stone and rolled in his hand. Machines got smarter. Suits got lighter. Weapons got faster. Everything became efficient. That sounds like progress. It was, Gideon said. At first, he looked up at the sky. But space is not clean. It is not predictable. Things go wrong. Lisa listened carefully. When things failed, Gideon continued. They failed completely. No backup. No second plan. That is poor design, Lisa said. It is perfect design, Gideon replied, for a perfect world. Lisa frowned. But space is not perfect. Exactly. Gideon dropped the stone. So Earth made a different kind of program. What kind? Gideon looked at her. One that builds things that don't fail. That is impossible. No, he said calmly. It just looks ugly. Lisa blinked. Ugly? Heavy. Slow. Redundant. Overbuilt. Wasteful. That sounds like bad engineering. It looks like it, Gideon said. But it survives. Lisa thought about his suit. The layers. The weight. The strange materials. You are part of this program, she said slowly. Yes. What is it called? Gideon paused. Then he said, We didn't really give a nice name. That is not helpful. He smiled slightly. Some called it the last line. Lisa felt something shift inside her. Last line of what? Of defense. Of survival. Of humanity. She looked at him again. Now she saw it clearly. Not just a man. Not just a survivor. A backup plan. That is why you refuse me, she said. Gideon nodded. You try to improve it. Yes. But you try to make it efficient. That is the goal. Not for me, Gideon said. My goal is to keep working when everything else stops. Lisa stayed silent. Her 6 attempts. All wrong. You thought I was broken, Gideon continued. I did. You thought my suit was bad. I did. You thought I needed fixing. Lisa looked down. I did. Gideon leaned back against the rock. That's why I said no. They sat there for a while. The wind moved gently now. The storm was gone. But something bigger was coming. Lisa felt it, not in the air, but in the silence. Something is wrong, she said. Gideon nodded slowly. Yeah. You feel it too? Been feeling it since before the storm. Lisa stood up. What is it? Gideon looked at the sky again. Not from here. Lisa followed his gaze. At first, she saw nothing, just space. Dark, empty. Then, a faint light, far away, moving. Her eyes widened. That is not a star. No, Gideon said. It's not. The light grew slightly brighter. More shapes appeared behind it. Ships, multiple, silent, watching. Lisa stepped back. No, they cannot be here. You know them? Gideon asked. Her voice shook. Yes. Who are they? Lisa looked at him. Fear filled her eyes. They are the ones who exiled me. Gideon stood up fully. His face became serious. Why? Lisa hesitated. Then she spoke. Because I refused to build what they wanted. What did they want? Control, she said. Perfect systems. Perfect order. No failure. No chaos. Gideon sighed. Of course they did. Lisa pointed at the sky. They do not forgive. If they find me, they won't just take you, Gideon said. No, she whispered. They will erase everything. Silence fell again. Heavy this time. The ships above moved closer. Still far, but coming. The colony did not know yet. No alarms. No warnings. Just time. A little time. We need to warn them, Lisa said. Gideon nodded. Yeah. They started moving again. Faster this time. But Gideon still kept a steady pace. Why are you not rushing? Lisa asked. Because rushing leads to mistakes. They are coming to destroy us. And panicking won't stop that. Lisa clenched her fists. You do not understand them. Gideon looked at her. You're right, he said. I don't. He paused, then added, but they don't understand me either. That sentence stayed with her. As they reached the edge of the colony, alarms finally started. Lights flashed. Voices shouted. People ran. What is happening? Unknown ships detected. Defense systems online. Lisa looked around. Fear everywhere. Confusion. No plan. Gideon walked through the chaos calmly. Like always. Your people are not ready, Lisa said. No, Gideon agreed. They will lose. Yeah. Lisa stopped. Then what do we do? Gideon turned to her. For the first time, there was something different in his eyes. Not just calm, not just patience. Something stronger. We survive, he said. That is not enough, Lisa said. It is, Gideon replied, if you do it right. The sky grew darker as the ships moved closer. Large, silent, powerful. The colony stood no chance. Not with its weak defenses, not with its broken systems. But Gideon Rourke did not look afraid. Lisa realized something then, something important. Those ships above, they trusted perfect systems, perfect control, perfect order. Gideon was none of those things. And maybe that was the problem. Or maybe that was the answer. Lisa looked at him again. Tell me what to do, she said. Gideon adjusted his hat, checked his revolver. Then he spoke. First, a small, calm smile appeared on his face. We stopped playing by their rules. Above them, the fleet locked onto colony, weapons charging, systems ready. They expected an easy victory. They expected fear. They expected surrender. They did not expect Gideon. And they did not expect what was coming next. The sky above Karth, 9 was no longer empty. Huge ships floated in silence. Dark, cold, watching. The colony lights flickered as alarms screamed everywhere. Unknown fleet in orbit. Energy levels rising. Shields failing. People ran in panic. Some shouted. Some cried. Some just stood still, frozen with fear. They're going to destroy us, someone whispered. No, another said. They're going to erase us. Inside the chaos, Gideon Rourke walked calmly. Same slow steps. Same steady breath. Like nothing had changed. Lisa Venn followed him closely. Her heart was racing, but her mind was clear now. She understood something important. The enemy above, they believed in control, in perfection, in clean, exact systems. Gideon believed in something else. We do not have enough weapons, Lisa said. I know, Gideon replied. Our defenses are weak. I know. They will overpower us easily. Yeah, Gideon said. Lisa stopped. Then how do we win? Gideon turned slightly. We don't. Lisa stared at him. That is not helpful. We don't win the way they expect, Gideon corrected. That was different. Gideon moved toward an old storage building. Most people ignored it. It looked broken, useless, outdated. Of course, Gideon walked straight inside. Lisa followed. Inside it was dark, dust everywhere. Old machines, old tools, old weapons. Why are we here? She asked. Gideon lit a small light. This, he said, is where people throw things they don't trust anymore. Lisa looked around. Because they are old. Because they are not perfect, Gideon said. He opened a large metal box. Inside were heavy weapons. Not clean, not advanced, but strong. They rely on energy weapons, Gideon said. Yes, so we don't. Lisa blinked. You mean? Old tools don't get hacked, Gideon said. Old systems don't get shut down. Lisa slowly smiled. Now she understood. They cannot control what they do not expect, she said. Exactly. Outside, the first attack began. A beam of light shot down from the sky. A building exploded. Fire spread quickly. People screamed. The colony was under attack. They started, Lisa said. Good, Gideon replied. Good. Now we know their timing. Gideon picked up a heavy weapon and handed Lisa a smaller one. Can you use it? He asked. Yes. Good. He walked toward the door. Still calm. Still steady. Where are we going? Lisa asked, to make things messy. They stepped outside. The colony was burning. Smoke filled the air. Lights flickered. Systems failed. Above them, the ships moved slowly. Perfect formation. Perfect control. They are precise, Lisa said. Yeah, Gideon replied. That's their weakness. He moved through the chaos like he had done it before. He gave simple orders to people. Turn off your main systems. Use manual controls. Stay low. Some people listened. Some didn't. But slowly, things changed. The colony stopped trying to fight perfectly. It started fighting wildly. Power systems were turned off and on at random. Lights flickered in strange patterns. Weapons fired from unexpected places. The enemy ships adjusted, then adjusted again, then again. They are confused, Lisa said. Good, Gideon replied. Another beam came down, but this time it missed. They are losing accuracy, Lisa said. Because they rely on prediction, Gideon said. And we stopped being predictable. Gideon moved to a high position. He looked at the sky. Then he fired, not at the ships, at the ground. A loud explosion followed. Dust and sand filled the air. The colony disappeared under a cloud. Now they cannot see clearly, Lisa said. Now they have to guess, Gideon said. The ships above slowed. Their movement became less smooth, less perfect. They are thinking, Lisa said. Yeah, Gideon replied. Too much. Time passed. Minutes felt like hours. The colony was not winning, but it was not losing either. That was new. Lisa looked at Gideon. You planned this? No, he said. I prepared for something like it. More attacks came, more explosions, more chaos, but the colony kept standing. Not strong, not perfect, but still alive. Above, the fleet changed formation. It pulled back slightly. They are unsure, Lisa said. Good, Gideon replied. Then something unexpected happened. One of the ships moved away. Then another. They are retreating? Lisa asked. Not fully, Gideon said. Testing. The ship stayed at a distance now. Watching. Waiting. They do not understand, Lisa said. No, Gideon agreed. They don't. He lowered his weapon. The fighting slowed. The colony was damaged, burned, broken, but not gone. Lisa looked around. People were still alive, still moving, still breathing. They expected us to fall quickly, she said. Yeah, but we didn't. Nope. Silence filled the air. For the first time since the attack, there was no explosion, no scream, just quiet. Lisa turned to Gideon. You saved them. Gideon shook his head. They saved themselves. No, she said. You showed them how. Gideon adjusted his hat. Maybe. Lisa smiled slightly. Then she said, I have a seventh offer. Gideon looked at her. Oh, this time, Lisa said, I do not want to change your design. Good, Gideon said. I want to learn it. Gideon was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled. All right, he said. He held out his hand. Lisa looked at it, then took it. Above them, the fleet stayed at a distance, still watching, still learning. But now they were careful, because they had learned something new. Humans were not always fast, not always perfect, not always logical. But sometimes they were something far more dangerous, unbreakable. And Gideon Rourke, the man they laughed at, was never meant to win. He was built to survive,